Hey, I'm Michael DiTullo. Welcome to my studio, and today I'm going to be walking you through an iPad sketch done in Procreate for footwear. And in this case, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a hybrid technique where I actually start the sketch in my sketchbook. And in this case, I did a few rough scribbles just to kind of work through the design without the pressure of it being a final sketch. And then I did a slightly more refined sketch also in my sketchbook, just kind of, again, working through the design, the perspective, the view. Once I felt good about that, I grabbed my iPad, took a quick photo, and then placed that as a layer in Procreate. And I pulled a clean layer over top, pulled the transparency of that sketch layer way down so it's just very, very faint. And now I can do some really clean line work over top. This is just a sketch, right? So I still want to keep the line work loose. I don't want it to be too tight. I still want it to have kind of the energy of a rough idea. In this case, I'm really starting with the tooling. The tooling is really the key of the idea that I want to show in this sketch of these kind of three rubber pods that float in this really well sculpted, probably a cup sole construction. I'm thinking maybe a cup sole with a little bit of EVA poking out in the heel. Or it could actually be a completely molded EVA tool with then three rubber pods dropped in. That would actually be a lot lighter. You can see now that I've got my line work pretty much roughed out, I'm going to start color blocking it. Just solid fields of color on a separate layer below the line work. The line work is like a multiplied layer over top of all this. Once I have those solid color block layers, I can use those to use the magic wand selection tool in Procreate, and then start adding some shading in a very kind of controlled way. And again, that kind of sculpting of that kind of outsole and midsole unit is kind of really the key idea in this sketch, obviously why I'm showing this perspective. So I'm going to focus most of my rendering attention, kind of the play of light and shadow in that area. Really, the light is almost like it's coming from our eyes as we're viewing it, so our hottest highlight is in that radius that's facing us. Playing with a couple of upper details, don't quite like all the perfs, and so I decided to do a simple kind of brogue perf. This is kind of like a hybrid shoe, kind of like what you would see from Cole Haan or similar brands. So kind of like an Oxford upper, then like almost a sneakerish bottom. You really see I signed it like I think I'm done, but then I actually paused for a little bit and decided to come back at it. I thought like, there's something not quite working. So I'm going to work up a quick side view to think about what some of these proportions might be doing, just from an elevation view, from a lateral view, and then actually return back to the sketch and adjust some of my highlights and some of my cut lines. I think one of the things that was hurting it was that the sidewall was a little bit thick. I want to make it a little bit lower profile, so you can see I kind of pushed that highlight downward in space. So showing that that's actually more sculpted and radius through there. And then there's a little bit of an inscribed line. Could be a color dam or just a recess to kind of set off the logo. And I wanted to give that a little bit more shape, a little more tension. Added a little detail behind that. Added some textures. Toying with kind of playing up the highlight, maybe making it look like a more polished leather or more of a patent leather upper. That I decided maybe that's a little bit too high gloss, so turn that down a little bit. Pushing and pulling the proportions a little. I pulled out the first met head out a little just to make the proportion a little bit more realistic. And that's a sketch I feel pretty good about showing a client. If you like this, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.